Ace and Chemdizzle's first time playing. They did also play at an Iowa tournament recently.
Oh, really? So this is like a rematch in a sense.
Yeah, and Ace won both times.
Okay.
That's because he plays Game & Watch. It's a really difficult matchup to play as Snake.
I do know that Game & Watch is rather annoying to play into.
Yeah. And we're going to see Ace versus Zen here up in our winner's side starting now.
I do know that isn't Zen relatively known for Pikachu?
Yes. But notably, Game & Watch is one of very few matchups that Pikachu doesn't do the best in.
So it just is not... I mean, you don't want to play this at a disadvantage already.
Yeah.
Essentially.
And Game & Watch mainly pretty much only struggles against swords.
So it's best to pick something like Pythra.
Yeah.
Now, with playing Pythra into Game & Watch, what exactly is your win condition here?
For Pythra, you're mainly just gonna want to like just like wall him out because he has to like approach you with something, and Mythra can outrange pretty much every one of his options. So you just keep like hitting him away constantly.
Kind of smack him before he can smack you.
Yeah.
And I guess is that similar because he's bad into swords because of that mid-range that you were talking about with Link?
Yeah. Like he's quite stubby, doesn't
man.
have like a lot of like super disjointed options. The main one is going to be his back air, but
Would you say that Game & Watch is very combo heavy?
combo heavy, yes.
Okay.
That's the main win condition you're going to want for Game & Watch is to get like a Nair, hit one of those up Bs, and then that starts your advantage state. And Game & Watch has a really oppressive advantage state.
I see.
So the main thing Game & Watch is going to want to do here against Pythra is you're going to want to get them off stage. Because that's notably...
Her weakest?
Yeah, that's the main disadvantage of Pythra.
Now, with Pythra, and as we said, like, Game & Watch is relatively combo heavy, is there a way that swordies kind of tend to be able to break those combos?
Generally, not really. That's going to be where Game & Watch makes up a lot of that ground, is you just like start just juggling the... It's not all true combos, but it's just really hard to land because he just catches all of your landing options. Mythra does have foresight if she air dodges at the right time, which does help a lot at getting down or getting out of those Game & Watch combos. So we might
She is a little bit of a
Zen
safer
utilizing
pick.
that a bit. But right now it looks like he's having no problem just like stuffing out Ace's Game & Watch here.
Now, I mean, Game & Watch had a really great combo earlier,
Yeah.
but it seems like very difficult to land on this Pythra.
Like once he gets this combo started, he can get a lot.
I was like, you can just keep chaining it is the biggest issue, you know?
Yeah.
I see.
He didn't get a ton off of that one.
Yeah, just 30.
Game & Watch here is going to have a lot harder of a time in neutral, so you just really need to take advantage of your advantage state. While
see.
Pythra pretty much, you kind of just like...
She's got the upper hand here.
Yeah, you can kind of just like get your one hit and then go back to playing neutral.
Oh, man.
Because
you can just do...
You just outspace him so well.
You outspace and you can land so much massive amounts of damage.
Yeah.
It kind of builds up really quickly.
Exactly.
I see. You can play relatively well, like good spacing on Game & Watch, it seems. And even if you just get like hit 2 to 3 times, it's enough to kind of build up that anxiety.
Yeah. You can definitely see why Zen opted for
Yes.
Pythra over Pikachu here.
Absolutely. I mean, I can kind of understand it now because, well, I was talking about this a little bit earlier when we were doing doubles, and I mean, by no means do I know anything about Smash, but it's like Pikachu, it's like you kind of either are all in or you're all out.
Yeah.
And against Game & Watch, seeing how he's very combo heavy, you have to be really close to him. Pikachu does need to be relatively close to get some of his damage off.
Yeah. Pikachu definitely needs to get inside of Game & Watch's threat range to land any damage.
And that is not a great place to be.
And he's not really that good at Pikachu's normal game plan, which is just to like throw out T-Jolts and just like wait for the opponent to come to you. Because A, Game & Watch can like bucket those, and B, he's really good at like catching your jumps with Nair and stuff.
And I mean, again, like you said, Pythra's just going to try to take as much control of the stage as possible.
Yeah. Even if Pikachu doesn't do terribly against Game & Watch,
It's still not a fun matchup.
this is much better.
Yes. I mean, it looks like it feels better.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine, like, probably playing into a bad matchup would tilt you right off the bat.
And even if it's not a bad matchup, if you're, because this is, we've known this is Zen's secondary for a while.
Yeah.
Like it's likely just a comfort pick because he knows swords are gonna do so much better here.
Yeah, it's just an easier advantage already. It's a lot less of a technical skill to be able to play Swordy into Game & Watch rather than like play Pikachu. It's impressive if you can play Pikachu in a Game & Watch, but it is not easy, and it's just better to do this, especially in the competition like this.
Yeah.
I see.
We're gonna have to see Ace like change something up to bring this set back.
How do you think Game & Watch can really take control of this set?
You really just have to like catch. You have to get some kind of win in neutral. Like hope Zen throws out one greedy option you can catch.
You gotta want to try to
And then
capitalize
just-
on as many of those mistakes as possible.
Yeah, and then just you have to really push it because if you do it right, winning neutral one time should be able to get you a kill against Pythra because Game & Watch can edgeguard her really well. The hard part is getting there.
Getting the kill confirm is really rough. And do you think that while he is trying to get this damage down, he maybe is taking too much damage himself?
Definitely. Like, he's at such a deficit now that recovering it would need, like...
He has to take these dangerous options.
Yeah.
In order to come back.
One thing I haven't seen him do is the chef at the ledge, like, just it's... I feel like that's a very good option against, especially a character with, like, no special mobility options.
Oh!
Like Pythra.
Yes. So does Pythra have a difficulty time getting up off ledge?
I'd imagine so. Foresight probably makes it a bit easier, but you're still gonna have a relatively hard time getting off a ledge, especially against Game & Watch.
And Game & Watch is kind of out of that safety net in order to allow himself to give damage.
Yeah.
He's really high percentage here, and I think one misstep.
Yeah. So you really just have to make sure you're packing on as much damage as you can once you get a hit.
Maybe, I guess, would it be worth it to try to get that advantage early game?
Yeah, but like, you gotta make sure you need to find your openings carefully, because a lot of what Mythra throws out, you're not gonna be able to punish. So you gotta really call her out to.
First Swordy, she has a lot of range.
Yeah. So this is a very uphill battle for Ace to win here. I wonder if we're gonna see a different character come out.
I'm all for a reverse sweep. I think that sounds fun.
That does sound fun, but it looks like he's sticking it out with Game & Watch. And unless he changes up something really big here.
What do you think are the main changes he would have to make here? Like the last ditch effort. What are the game plans that you've really got to go into this set with?
Honestly, a big part of like how you could get your neutral wins here is by parrying some of Zen's aerials, because a lot of Mythra's aerials are going to be safe on shield, but if you parry them, you can get a punish off.
He's doing that chef near that ledge like you were talking about, but it wasn't like on ledge, I suppose.
Yeah.
It seems like he is able to get more damage here.
He does have a lead here. It's just like, how far can he push it? Can he convert this into a kill?
If you could convert this into a kill, it'd be a great spot.
Yeah, because then you put Zen on the back foot and you can start playing more passively.
And
Zen's
Pythra
gotta try
has
and
to really
connect
like,
to something.
yeah, I was like, Pythra has to start approaching you a little bit more, and that's difficult.
Yeah.
Because now you can kind of play with this advantage.
Because now you can kind of like bait and punish Mythra, but she's already doing that to you way better. So,
Yeah, she kind of has the same game plan, just a slightly easier time doing it.
yeah.
He does manage to be able to punish that part. Do you think maybe it's, I guess, how does baiting out abilities work in Smash?
Well, a lot of Mythra's buttons you're not really going to be able to bait out, but it's usually like using movement, just like try and get them to throw out like an aerial or throw something out.
Maybe take advantage of their predictions?
Yeah.
Let's see.
And just like hope they if they throw something safe and you go to punish it and it doesn't work out, then you're in even more trouble. But like he could go for like reads on Zen's movement in neutral, but that's pretty risky.
Even with Pyra being a little bit slower, she's still relatively speedy.
Oh my god, that's gonna kill
Oh
him
my
so
gosh,
early.
at 80.
Yeah. Like, the main way Game & Watch can consistently win neutral here is just, like, being able to parry consistently. And it doesn't look like Ace is quite able to do that here.
Have Zen and Ace played before?
Not to my knowledge, but they could have.
Maybe this is just similar, like just maybe not being familiar with a specific game, like or play style of this player.
Yeah,
Unfamiliarity can definitely make this more uncertain and a little bit more anxious on your how you play.
definitely. And Zen is a very good player. So
It is definitely, you can kind of see a level of respect
yeah.
in this gameplay. He's a little more unsure of his combos.
And he's probably nervous here because like you've made winners top 8 here and you're just trying to
Yeah.
like make the most out of this. run
Absolutely.
he's been
You
on.
want it to be at least close. And
Yeah.
it has, I mean, you've made it relatively close here, but it just, as a Game & Watch, maybe it doesn't feel close enough. Or, you know.
Yeah. I don't think he's taken Zen to his last stock this whole set, so he's probably like
He's sweating a little bit.
yeah, he's getting a bit desperate.
And I mean, that does hurt. It makes
Yeah.
you feel like you have to start pulling off some crazy stuff.
And when Zen killed him at like 80 there, that probably
Oh, that
made him-
has gotta feel bad.
Yeah.
You've got to be frustrated at that one.
So Zen just trying to close it out here with Pyra.
Yeah.
Pyra is notably easier to beat with Game & Watch because she's going to be a lot slower. Zen's going to miss the ledge there, going down to his last stock.
But this high percentage, that extra credit,
Yeah.
makes it a little bit dangerous for Game & Watch to approach.
This is going to be pretty hard for Ace to pull out still. He does always have that 9 he could pull out, but
Ah, yes, the mythical 9.
not super consistent.
It's
Probably
a little
the best way
difficult.
to make this back would be to get one good advantage state and then edge guard Zen.
You want to push her into a corner,
Yeah.
but that's difficult here.
Zen looking like he just doesn't want to commit to anything, just waiting for Ace to make a move.
Well, I mean, you can play reactionary here.
Yeah.
You have the luxury of doing that, I suppose.
Mythra is very good at doing that. Just getting Ace to 192, and with such a light character, even Mythra's gonna start having kill moves here.
I mean, not that you'd risk it, obviously.
Yeah. Like, literally any hit from Pyra is going to kill him here. Oh my god, he does get
Oh!
that 9, like I mentioned.
At 200%.
That's actually
He pulls it out.
crazy.
That was insane. I mean, like you said, the 9 is inconsistent,
Yeah.
but it definitely
Like,
can turn
I
around the
didn't expect
game.
him to, once he got the down throw, I was like, he might go for it, but I kind of expected him to just like take the nair or something. and try
Yeah,
and start
something safer.
Yeah.
Because you're at such a high percentage, you maybe don't want to take that risk.
But when you're down 2-0, you're kind of just like, what do you have to lose?
Exactly. I mean, what are the odds that it hits and maybe you save your game? And
Yeah.
it could be a legendary play, honestly, and it was.
And
I
what's
hope
worth-
someone clips it.
What's worth noting here is how that's going to change Zen's mental game.
It's going to make maybe a little bit more scared.
Yeah, because now he's probably going to be frustrated, and he probably wants the set to end quickly now.
And it almost seemed like, yes, he was playing safe, but he really was trying to get that to be done.
Yeah.
He did not want it to go any further.
Probably because he knew that possibility was in the back
Well,
of
yeah,
his
and even
head.
if it is an inconsistency, it's still, I mean, the off chance that it hits you, and
Yeah.
obviously it did.
Like, it's still something worth accounting for.
Yes, and it can just drag this out longer than you'd want it to.
So now Zen might be playing more aggressively to just try and end this set.
And maybe playing a little bit more rationally out of it.
And if Ace can recognize that, he could really get some mileage off of this.
And I mean, you want this Mythra to stop playing so methodically.
Yeah.
You want her to rush in at you. You want her to be in your space so that you can start hitting some things.
That's kind of both of these characters' game plan, but they have different flaws. Because Game & Watch's flaw is you can wall him out pretty easily if you just play safe enough.
Yeah.
And
You play
then-
patient.
And then Pythra's flaw is going to be like just getting edge guarded.
So my question is, how does 9 work?
When you use it, you get a random number from 1 through 9. They all have different effects. Like 7 gives you food to heal with.
Interesting.
And if it's a 9, it just kills them.
Like, just instantly.
Yeah. I think if it's
So that's like just a luck of the draw thing.
yeah, it's a completely random number.
It's
you
almost
can't
kinda
get
like-
the same number twice in a row. So
Okay.
It's really a 1 in 8 chance.
So you can just keep trying, but that's a little risky.
Yeah, and I saw he'd used the hammer before, and he got a 7 with it, so it couldn't have been a 7 at least. That did better his odds.
He does manage to get hit off the stage here.
I'm pretty sure if you get a 1, it does damage to you.
Critical failure.
Yeah, and then like two make 2 just put them behind you or something.
Oh, interesting.
I don't remember the effects for every number.
But I mean, you know some of them.
Yeah.
You just know that the important one is 9.
I think 6 is fire and 8 is ice.
Okay.
And 7 is wind.
Interesting. Well, he does manage to get that that hit off on the Pythra here.
Yeah, this game is looking a lot more even here.
Do you think that is because Zen is playing a little bit more recklessly, or do you think that's because Game & Watch is playing more patient?
Probably a mix of both. If Ace recognizes that Zen is gonna be like frustrated, he could really capitalize on that, like he's doing right now.
I mean, that 9 had to be tilting.
Yeah, like you can't get hit by that and not be frustrated.
Especially because it's such like a chance thing, and you're like seriously out of everything it could have been.
Yeah. There's the off chance that Zen was able to just like laugh it off. He does hit that neutral B on the ledge.
He has quite a decent advantage here.
Yeah. Still up a lot, because even if Ace might have the mental advantage here, it's still a really hard matchup to win.
I will say I'm very impressed with how patient Ace has been.
Yeah.
And how he's been able to adapt his playstyle.
Both trying to play very patiently, because that's kind of their win condition.
I definitely respect it, because I feel like in any less disciplined Smash player, you'd feel frustrated and just want to get it over with.
Exactly.
Being able to slow down the game and really think about your next inputs, think about your positioning, it shows a lot more maturity in the game.
Ace is just like not really capitalizing off these edge guard opportunities when they come by. He does manage to get that one though, bringing it to an even game. But
she's got the extra credit.
That extra credit that Zen got.
And I mean, Pyra, she'll hit you pretty hard.
Since I jinxed it last game, I will say 9 is a possibility.
Caster's curse, Caster's curse. We gotta cover it.
He's got several moves that true combo into that, so
he's got a chance.
yeah.
We're saying he has a chance.
He could have gone for it off of that win, but
maybe he wants to play it a little bit safer here.
Yeah, he's probably feeling a little bit safer. Doesn't want to try his luck too much.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't try it until he absolutely had to that last round. And
Zen's gonna hit that up tilt
man,
and scoop from behind.
And I mean, Pyra, she just hits so hard.
Yeah. Zen gonna take that 3-1. He's moving on to winners finals now.
But Game & Watch made him sweat a little bit.
Yeah.
Ace definitely brought his, showed up, you know.
It was well played for such a difficult matchup.
Absolutely. I respect him not trying anything else and really trying to make it work.
Yeah.